Well, hello everyone. Talk about right here. If you talk about for advertisements right here, if we can see this right here, you have right here is the moon right here, like source of advertisement. You see right here. And if anybody will want to word it, why would you want to use a moon as for an advertisement? Or if anybody probably say an advertisement is supposed to be for for attention right here, but you see for like most advertisements that I do one or two a lot of times is that whenever you see an advertisement in the paper, and then maybe if you call the number for further details or visit their website, or maybe even by mobile, and you're like, well, you have right here's the advertisement. The advertisement would mention something like midnight, expiration date, or it could also be recorded by midnight. So and if we see an advertisement like this right here, and the moon could more likely mean like maybe the time of the night, between if there's going to be an advertisement and if it's going to be due to expire. But let's just say that if it is maybe related to a job offer, or maybe if it's related to something like if anybody says that, a lot of times we see that those advertisements about maybe special buys for the holidays, or maybe going on a business sale or anything like that, or if it's going to be clearance sales or anything, that we see advertisements. And we do wonder to where that if it's all about what you call is you had to take notes about for certain things, and because it's like that a lot of those advertisements, a lot of the coupons that we get in the mail, that they don't really explain about if we know what I'm talking about, that whenever you go to the actual location, they don't tell you all other requirements, and then for just to be eligible for something, and if it's really to a job, that they don't they're not very clear with their with people, and like they see an advertisement in the mail, and they say something like is to where they may say something like you have to be 18 or older to join, and that you have to have at least a college degree and at least 3 or 4 years of experience, and that you have to other sorts of requirements too, that you have to have what you call one of these high advanced iPhone calculators or anything like that. You must know how to work a mobile phone very well, and you must you must be what you call an employee for like a conference call or anything like that. But you have right here is a shirt that I'm like that this shirt right here for like advertisement on the from the art store. But I went ahead and ordered this online. But if there's going to be advertisements about t-shirts like this, and then we can see this right here. It says right here that I'm just showing everybody here, but what the shirt says. For right there is my work right there, and digital is only the beginning, and in July 2024. It's supposed to be for the future, of course, but talking about for advertisements, that why is it that not all of them explain the details to the customers or anybody about the full details about hey, that they don't talk about what you need and what the requirements are, especially if it's going to be a job. And if anybody will want to word it, if you see an advertisement in the paper about maybe the medical center or something, that they don't tell you what insurance that they take, and then how you gonna know that? The most important matter would be is to where come into our location between these hours, before the sun goes down, or right at sunrise, or whichever it is. But anyway, talk about advertisements, and we were to word it. You do the calculations, and as well as taking notes, and we do wonder that with most advertisements, some may say that advertisements don't explain everything. Why is that? You see them almost everywhere, and they can basically say anything. And if anybody wants to say, if you see an advertisement even for a night at the motel, if there's any hotels, hotel buildings, like anybody who's traveling, if there's going to be a motel in stay or something like that, you see advertisements about that, maybe the laundromat, or maybe a local restaurant around town or anything like that. And these advertisements say all really, I'm like a number of things. It's like for if it's anything about nothing, with the requirements, where they're located. But still, that I guess it's all about taking notes. Whenever you take notes for a certain location, that advertisements in big, it's like, say, some of it is in big writing, but you see right here, this right here is not really a good example of an advertisement for like maybe a furniture store, or maybe for anything about maybe if you're coming into a restaurant, maybe even for breakfast, and then they're going breakfast, lunch, or dinner, that you may see an advertisement like this for like a time, for recorded midnight, that come in between the hours of 10:30 and 12 o'clock or 1 a.m. Past midnight, and then you'll get your special buys on from the menus or something like that. But one thing that we with most advertisements, if anybody say that whenever people see these advertisements, that they may think that that's all you need. Now, I can, the advertisement, it seems like it's just to get your attention, really. Just your three basic notes: attention. Hey, this is what's going on. Come in store for details, or maybe call the number for details, but see the reverse side for details. But I just really think that that's really what it's all about. And whenever we see a sign like this right here, and I just really think, though, that if anybody were wondering to where, why is it that most advertisements aren't very clear with anybody? Like, they walk in there and, you just can't go in there and just, sign up for it. I'm like, if you're looking for a job, or maybe if you're just looking at is to where try and put time on your schedule. You like to. Something like that you like to go ahead and get your hair done, or maybe if it's anything related to your appointment schedule, or maybe shopping, whichever it is. A lot of these advertisements, you see them listed on a variety of places, and you're just like wondering to where that why is it that a few of them don't tell you about a few important matters, such as what you need and what's required. And if they were to put those on the advertisements, they might say that you would not understand until until the hiring manager explains it to you further. So if we're talking about thousands of people that looking at these advertisements and just think about as to where, okay, I don't understand, well, what does that mean? Like, well, we'll explain to you. So if we're talking about maybe per week that you're talking about maybe more than 10 people or so that are, call us back, or maybe if it's, to order pizza, or maybe, maybe to order anything from any restaurant in particular, maybe to check out a book from the library, you see these advertisements, and you're like, wondering to her, oh, okay, only 10 cents a piece, or, come in between these times. So it's like, with advertisements, it seems like it's the three basic words to remember about coming. Here's the address, and then right up top would be the times and the location for when to come in, and then down in the center right here would be as to where if it's kids and adults or something like that. And but other than that, the three basics is just to get the person's attention. If there's a festival going on around town, you see advertisements about that. But we do wonder to where parking permits. How come that may not be on there? But let's just say if it's not on there, parking permits, free parking. Maybe cotton candy. How come that's not on the advertisement? But anyway, if anybody probably say that anything that you see on the advertisement, and it's to say that it's not the full story. And if anybody wants to ask the question to her, why isn't it the full story? Because whenever you see an advertisement that you do wonder to where that the stuff that's really considered, if it's really a big deal or not. But really that. I say especially that if it's not a free pass to get into the festival, then they say that it's $30 admission passes or something like that just to get in for. It's free for kids, but then the adults have to pay $30, whichever it is. But anyway, talk about for advertisements though, and understanding about what advertisements are and why that they are explained the way they are.